In the dark space, clusters of dark blue energy spheres, emerald green energy beams, and earthy yellow flames filled the entire area, creating an eye-catching display that adorned the darkness and the graveyard space. At the center of this dark space, within the graveyard, a graceful figure bathed in a silver lightning halo slowly appeared. As time passed, the silver lightning around her grew even more dazzling, clearly indicating that the power of the Thunder Emperor's scepter was continuously flowing from it. Though her strength was still at the level of perfect 2-star Do Xian, the constant mastery over the Thunder Emperor's scepter seemed to give her the strength to contend with even the extraterritorial evil clan, who were 4-star Do Xian. Boom, boom, boom. The violent thunder continued to emit deep, rumbling explosions that spread out from the endless void within the Thunder Tomb, like the wrath of the heavens themselves. The thunder shot toward the surrounding dark space, and such a terrifying attack made even a true 3-star Do Xian expert temporarily retreat in avoidance. Amidst the thunder, her entire body was silver, yet hidden within it were subtle, rare, and formidable fluctuations. Each time the thunder spread to the Phantom Mirage trio, their pressure immediately increased. It seems it will take quite some time for Qifei to recover, Xiao Yan muttered as he fended off the Phantom Mirage trio while protecting the recovering Qifei. Fortunately, the thunderous energy on Qifei was constantly surging, not only protecting her perfectly but also helping alleviate some of Xiao Yan's pressure. My lord, this girl has some strange fluctuations around her. It seems there's more than just the power of the Thunder Emperor's scepter, Mirage Venerable said, staring at Qifei. He had noticed the special markings shimmering on her forehead. Without this mysterious force, the Thunder Emperor's scepter alone could never make all three of them feel such fear. That's Phantom Mirage Venerable focused all attention on Qifei and soon felt a wave of deep fear emanating from within him. Reincarnation? A ripple of shock passed through Phantom Mirage's eyes, and he could not help but murmur, Reincarnation? How could it be the power of reincarnation? Phantom Venerable said in disbelief. After all, the identity of the reincarnator was highly concealed, and many powerful individuals protected them. No wonder the Soul and Spirit Hall sent their strongest to act together. So it's like this. Mirage Venerable nodded slightly, clearly having realized something. The reincarnator, the one who controls the sacred flame, plus the Thunder Emperor Lei Hong. It seems that this time, we will reap great rewards. You too, go kill her. The sacred flame controller is mine to deal with, Phantom Mirage Venerable commanded. Understood. The two figures immediately transformed into waves of malevolent energy, advancing toward Qifei in the dark space, relentlessly closing in. Damn it! Xiao Yan gritted his teeth and shouted, clearly knowing that his immediate task was to protect Qifei at all costs. Your strength is only at perfect 2-star Do Xian, yet you can block our attacks. It seems you possess some mysterious power within you. Phantom Mirage Venerable spoke as his eyes locked onto Xiao Yan, who was shrouded in eerie, ghostly energy, and continued in a mutter. Sharp senses, but too bad. This will be the place of your total demise, Xiao Yan sneered, clearly unwilling to waste time talking. Doesn't matter. Although your power is formidable, it won't protect you for long, Phantom Mirage said coldly. Prepare yourself. With an ominous and malevolent voice, a foul, dark energy filled the dark space. At that moment, one of Phantom Mirage's pupils, the eerie blue one, began to leak out ghostly energy. Under Xiao Yan's gaze, the energy spread, swiftly coloring the entire space. There are too many strong experts above the eastern continent. Because of my identity, I won't take action. I can only protect you from harm, but the true battle, you will have to fight yourself. At the same time, the Devourer of Souls released a wave of overwhelming ghostly energy, enveloping Xiao Yan to protect him. The Phantom Mirage clan masters incredibly profound pupil techniques. Their eyes contain two types of powers, the ghostly blue power, which is weaker, and the emerald green power, which is the strongest. Be careful, the Devourer of Souls cautioned. That guy! Xiao Yan nodded slightly, but his sharp soul force immediately detected that the dark space here had been distorted by phantom mirage into a ghostly blue swamp filled with sinister power. In such an oppressive and terrifying evil energy, even the slightest mistake could lead to falling into phantom mirage's trap. Glub, glub. In the ghostly blue swamp, Xiao Yan floated slightly above the ground, but he still felt an incredibly strong pressure and suction force rising from below. From the ground, large bubbles began to emerge one by one. The sacred flame controller, Nether Marsh Burial. In the next moment, the phantom mirage shadow quivered incessantly. A dark blue light gleamed from its pupils, and waves of suffocating evil energy spread out. Vroom vroom. The space, already transformed into a dark blue swamp by phantom mirage, was further provoked. At once, dark blue blood-red rays of light, infused with an unimaginable evil aura, wriggled and gathered above the swamp. Crash! Suddenly, right in front of Xiao Yan, an enormous evil shadow over 100 feet tall formed. The shadow hovered above the dark blue swamp, continuously drawing evil power from it. Its true form was revealed to be a lizard with strange pupils. Sacred Flame. Xiao Yan's chest, where the sacred flame heart resided, pulsed with a special tremor. Clearly, this fluctuation was too overwhelming for him at his current strength. Boom, boom, boom. Xiao Yan muttered, tightly gripping the yellowish, sacred flame crystal in his hand, releasing an oppressive aura that filled the air. Netherworld Heavenly Wrath. A roar erupted from Xiao Yan's body. In an instant, brilliant soul power surged forth, shooting toward the evil shadow. An ant's dust, daring to compete with the bright moon's radiance. Too arrogant. Phantom Mirage's evil form exuded a cold laugh. Clearly, Xiao Yan's attack was far too weak, and his defeat was inevitable. Crash! The brilliant soul power struck the evil shadow but caused no ripples or disturbances whatsoever. Roar! The evil shadow, enraged by Xiao Yan's strike, roared, tearing through the void. Dragon God's first transformation. Seeing this, Xiao Yan didn't dare hesitate. Brilliant power surged forth, and under the nourishment of such mysterious strength, his body began to shimmer with a faint golden glow. Xiao Yan's physical strength now rivaled that of true 3-star Douxian experts. Impressive body tempering technique? However, it's still insufficient. Die! Phantom Mirage's pupils gleamed with impatience. From within the shadow, a massive, void-like black hand swung heavily toward Xiao Yan, bringing with it a destructive force that was about to crush him. Fist of Creation, second punch, third punch, and sky-breaking rock burial. Xiao Yan's voice echoed through the heavens. In an instant, his Dou Qi and sacred flame exploded with brilliant light, forcibly clashing with the evil shadow's attack. Boom! The clash between the evil shadow's destructive force and Xiao Yan's 300-foot-tall fists of energy created a terrifying storm of scorching winds. Sky-breaking rock burial. In the next moment, the three energy fists began to retreat. Xiao Yan let out a cold grunt as the sacred flame crystal in his hand blazed with dazzling fire. He then spoke sharply. Xiao Yan's gaze tightened. He knew the difference in strength between himself and Phantom Mirage was too vast. Even if the Devourer of Souls used his power to protect him, without enough strength, Xiao Yan would be helpless against Phantom Mirage. Right now, the only hope lay in the sacred flame's power. What is this power? No matter how strong Xiao Yan was, a 2-star Douxian was no match for a 4-star Douxian. Yet, when Phantom Mirage saw Xiao Yan's move, his eyes flickered with surprise. This kind of power was extremely rare. Boom! Just as Xiao Yan's voice fell, massive rocks imbued with scorching yellow fire appeared out of nowhere in the dark space. Even the rocks themselves bore strange markings that emitted an overpowering force to suppress evil. What is this? Xiao Yan was taken aback. He had never realized how powerful the Fireheart Heavenly Rock's sacred flame origin technique truly was. In the past, your strength was too weak to fully unleash the sacred flame's power. But now, with your perfect 2-star Douxian strength, combined with dealing with a half-emperor level evil like Phantom Mirage, The sacred flame's hidden power has emerged, allowing you to truly harness its might. The Devourer of Souls' voice sounded pleased. Xiao Yan's sky-breaking rock burial had power comparable to a full-strength attack from a 3-star Dosian. Whoosh whoosh. Truly unexpected. I never thought you could control the sacred flame to such an extent. If you continue to grow, you could potentially disrupt the grand plans of my extraterritorial evil clan. Therefore, fall to your doom. Phantom Mirage watched Xiao Yan's actions, his voice transforming into a furious roar. Waves of chilling, evil energy surged from the dark blue swamp, gathering and focusing on the evil shadow. A terrifying, destructive aura filled the entire space. Sky-breaking rock burial. Exterminate evil. Feeling the overwhelming holy energy from the sacred flame crystal, which was a deadly counter to Phantom Mirage, Xiao Yan smiled faintly. Crash. Countless earth-colored rocks surged and gathered within the dark space. Massive waves of sacred flame and immense energy coalesced, preparing to clash with the shadowy evil force. Die. Their radiant voices suddenly echoed throughout the space. In an instant, the shadowy figure collided with the 1,000-foot-tall sky-breaking rock burial. Boom! The shadowy lizard, endowed with terrifying intelligence, lunged toward the sky-breaking rock burial. Yet, its dark cyan energy was swiftly being dismantled. At the same time, the massive rock construct's colossal body began to weaken rapidly. Whoosh! Whoosh! Thunderous, earth-shaking sounds erupted from the center of their battle. Earthen flames and dark cyan malevolence clashed ferociously, their intense confrontation scattering their energies throughout the dark space. The sheer power of their collision caused the fabric of the space to fracture faintly. Boom! The dazzling attacks reverberated effortlessly throughout the entire Thunder Tomb. This fluctuation, could it be an expert from the extraterritorial evil clan? Deep within the void thunder pool, the Nether Spirit Thunder Flood Dragon tirelessly defended the remaining participants against the evil invaders. Sensing the unsettling energy waves emanating from the depths of the Thunder Tomb, its eyes gleamed with doubt as it spoke. Master, this fluctuation? The other powerful figures present couldn't help but feel a twinge of fear. Such devastating energy, just the aftershocks alone, could easily obliterate them. I sensed Xiao Yan's presence nearby. Yun Qi's beautiful eyes flickered as her gaze pierced through endless voids. She murmured softly, "It seems they've reached the forbidden zone of the Thunder Tomb. Whether they live or die depends entirely on them now." The Nether Spirit Thunder Flood Dragon spoke with a faint smile. Boom! These energy levels, they're far beyond what a perfect 2-star Dosian could release, remarked the Phantom Venerable and Mirage Venerable as they channeled their powers in an attempt to break the spatial restraints outside the tomb. Witnessing the intense battle from afar, they couldn't help but voice their concerns. Bang! 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 Before long, within the dark space, the two-colored radiance began to falter. The earthen flames and rock were ultimately devoured by the shadowy cyan figure. A boundless oppressive force filled the air. You're strong, but sadly, still too weak. This ends now. Rest assured, the sacred flame within you and that little girl, they'll be joining you soon. Hiss! Phantom Mirage observed Xiao Yan's attacks dissipating and sneered, emanating a violent, domineering aura. The power gap is just too vast, Xiao Yan muttered with a helpless shake of his head. Despite this, he wasn't discouraged. The intense pressure from Phantom Mirage had deepened his mastery of the Fireheart Heavenly Rock. With time, his strength would undoubtedly grow. Sacred Flame Wielder, fall? The next moment, Phantom Mirage's body turned hazy. Suddenly, dark cyan energy, as viscous as liquid, began flowing from one of its eyes. Buzz, buzz, buzz. As the liquid emerged, the void trembled uneasily. Its malevolent energy seemed to originate from the deepest abyss of hell, capable of obliterating any powerhouse with ease. You underestimate me. Xiao Yan, reluctant to reveal his full strength, now had no choice. His body began emitting an overwhelming, fiery aura. Whoosh! Whoosh! Just as the two forces reached a stalemate, deafening thunder roared from the tomb. The next moment, it broke through the restraints of the Phantom Venerable and Mirage Venerable, heading directly toward Phantom Mirage. What is that? The two Venerables, focused on dismantling the tomb's barriers, were caught off guard by the speed of the thunderous energy and could only exclaim in shock. I know you still have secrets, but this is the Eastern continent, my homeland. This time, allow me to handle it. Just as Xiao Yan prepared to unleash his full strength, a graceful figure stepped forward, standing resolutely before him. Turning slightly, she spoke softly to him. What entered Xiao Yan's gaze was a woman with flowing silver hair, cascading down like a waterfall. Her delicate face bore a rare, serene smile. Yet despite her beauty, her slender hand gripped the Thunder Emperor's scepter tightly. Silver lightning continuously danced along its surface, coiling around her figure. At this moment, Duan Qifei resembled a true empress of thunder, commanding the forces of heaven and earth with unmatched majesty. Are you still, Qifei? Xiao Yan gazed blankly at the girl before him, a bitter pang in his heart. Once, Duan Qifei had yearned to remain a simple girl, shunning overwhelming power. Yet now, her transformation made Xiao Yan keenly aware of something else entirely. I have only just begun to grasp the power within the Thunder Emperor's scepter. As for the power of reincarnation, with my current strength, I cannot yet fully unleash it. Duan Qifei rolled her eyes at Xiao Yan, then fixed her gaze firmly on the Phantom Mirage before her. The strength of Phantom Mirage was formidable, at the peak of 4-star Docian, and as the leader of the Phantom Mirage clan, a mid-tier faction of the extraterritorial evil clan. Whether in terms of power or combat ability, they were far beyond what she and Xiao Yan could match. Even now, with Duan Qifei wielding the Thunder Emperor's scepter, she was still no match for him. Reincarnator. Huh? And this fluctuation clearly comes from the power of the Thunder Emperor's scepter, Phantom Mirage said, watching as Duan Qifei, bathed in the power of thunder, easily dispelled the nether marsh and attacks Phantom Mirage had set in place. At this moment, in the space around them, countless silver bolts of lightning continued to fall from the Thunder Emperor's scepter, the silver lightning gradually replacing the darkness and transforming the entire area into a realm of thunder. The overwhelming force of the lightning made the three powerful members of the extraterritorial evil clan flinch slightly. My lord. Phantom Venerable and Mirage Venerable slowly approached Phantom Mirage, bowing in respect. Clearly, they had not expected the defenses of the tomb to be so formidable, allowing Duan Qifei to get the upper hand. Watch closely. Leave these two to me. Phantom Mirage said proudly, whether due to absolute confidence in his own strength or some other reason, showing no concern for the others at all. Understood. Both Phantom Venerable and Mirage Venerable nodded slowly. With Phantom Mirage's power, defeating Xiao Yan and Duan Qifei would be easy. Little girl, don't think that just because you've gained control of a fraction of the Thunder Emperor's scepter's power, you can challenge me. You'd stand a better chance if the real Thunder Emperor showed up. Phantom Mirage sneered under his black robe, and a strange chuckle echoed from beneath, a faint ghostly glow flickering as he barely managed to suppress the oppressive force of the thunder. The strongest of the Phantom Mirage clan, a half-emperor level powerhouse from the extraterritorial evil clan, now afraid of a mere woman. This is truly surprising. Duan Qifei's beautiful eyes flickered slightly, then the next moment, she thrust the Thunder Emperor's scepter forcefully into the air. Boom! Silver bolts of lightning, each over 100 feet long, surged like flood dragons emerging from the sea, carrying an immense power. They rocketed toward Phantom Mirage, their enormous force causing the air and space around them to tremble. Humph! Phantom Mirage coldly snorted, and with a powerful sweep of his hand, a shadowy, ghostly hand formed from the void under his black robe. A stream of ghostly liquid suddenly poured out from one of his pupils, and with a howl of wind and a surge of coldness, it rushed toward Duan Qifei. Boom! The ghostly liquid collided with the silver lightning, creating violent ripples of energy that filled the space with an unprecedented, tense atmosphere. Although Qifei's power, with the help of the Thunder Emperor's scepter, can temporarily hold her own against Phantom Mirage, if this drags on, she will eventually lose. And there are still 2 other 4-star Dosian powerhouses. Looking at the ongoing battle above, Xiao Yan's deep-set eyes darkened. At this level of combat, a single mistake could lead to total defeat. It seems there's no choice but to use that thing, Xiao Yan thought to himself, then quieted, slowly activating his soul power. A terrifying, indescribable fluctuation began to take shape, a presence far stronger than any soul attack. Meanwhile, the attention of everyone was focused on Duan Qifei and Phantom Mirage, and no one noticed what Xiao Yan was preparing. Boom! At that moment, in the sky above, Duan Qifei gripped the Thunder Emperor's scepter, her body appearing tiny in comparison. Yet, under her control, the scepter transformed into a massive silver thunder dragon, 100 feet long, furious and majestic, a sight that would send shivers down anyone's spine. Heavenly Phantom Hand. Seeing how Duan Qifei had pushed the Thunder Emperor's scepter to this extent, Phantom Mirage couldn't afford to underestimate her. With a loud shout, he summoned ghostly liquid from beneath his black robe. It gathered into a colossal arm, dozens of feet long, that appeared before them. The arm was peculiar, and as soon as it appeared, the air was filled with a pungent, bloody scent. Mysterious, dark runes flickered across its surface, fueling its power to the utmost. Impressive. Duan Qifei, with the 100-foot thunder dragon swirling around her, could feel an irresistible pressure coming from the evil arm. Roar. Zzz. Not one to back down, Duan Qifei's body crackled with radiant lightning. The silver thunder dragon surrounding her surged forward, roaring at the evil arm. Perish! Phantom Mirage let out a loud laugh as he watched Duan Qifei struggle. No matter how powerful she was, the gap in their strength was insurmountable. Relying solely on the amplification of the Thunder Emperor's scepter, she couldn't possibly withstand his attack. Boom! The sinister, dark cyan arm intertwined with a furious dragon stretching hundreds of feet. In a moment, their immense powers converged into a single point in the sky. Zap! Zap! Energy bolts of lightning, imbued with the dark cyan malevolence, radiated outward from the explosion's core, devastating everything in their path. Not even grass was spared, and the very fabric of space quivered violently. Haha! The Thunder Emperor's scepter is nothing more than this. Phantom Mirage's wicked laughter echoed. It's over, Reincarnator. As his voice emerged from the explosion's epicenter, a surge of darkness overwhelmed the silvery lightning's radiance. Crash! At the heart of the blast, the silvery thunder dragon clashed fiercely with the sinister arm. In the final moment, the malevolent arm crushed the thunder dragon with brute force. Ugh! Blood spurted from Duan Qifei's mouth as her body faltered under the backlash. Don't celebrate too soon. Despite the shattered dragon, the Thunder Emperor's scepter returned to its original form, albeit dim and clearly damaged. Thunder Emperor slash. Duan Qifei gripped the scepter tightly against her chest and poured her blood onto it. Whoosh! The once dim scepter suddenly glowed with an eerie, blood-red light, its presence both unsettling and mesmerizing. In the blink of an eye, Duan Qifei seized the scepter in one hand and thrust it fiercely toward Phantom Mirage. Boom! No matter how formidable Phantom Mirage was, he hadn't anticipated such a swift counterattack. Helpless, he watched as the Thunder Emperor's scepter pierced through his black robes. Slash! The strike severed Phantom Mirage's left arm, sending it plummeting to the ground. His expression shifted instantly, his gaze narrowing as a murderous intent surged forth. Arg! Phantom Mirage, who had been certain of his victory, roared in disbelief as his left arm was destroyed by Duan Qifei's desperate attack. Hum! The black arm beneath his robes, a swirling mass of dark energy, was cleanly severed by the crimson-tinged scepter. It plummeted to the ground, wailing faintly, a grim testimony to the countless lives it had devoured. Xiao Yan. Phantom Mirage's eyes blazed with fury as his focus turned to Xiao Yan, clearly enraged by the damage to his core from the scepter's blow. Fireheart Heavenly Rock. Without hesitation, Xiao Yan summoned a torrent of soul power. A massive, earthy yellow flame erupted from his body like a volcanic surge, engulfing the severed arm as everyone watched. Little wretch. Phantom Mirage's pupils narrowed coldly as a belated realization set in. He had underestimated Xiao Yan and Duan Qifei. Do it! Despite the agony racking her body, Duan Qifei commanded sharply. Burn! Xiao Yan's roar was almost hysterical. The flames tightened around the arm, eliciting shrieks and wails before reducing it to ash, erasing it from existence. Little wretches! Phantom Mirage's voice thundered repeatedly as his fury intensified. Under his robes, a demonic aura surged forth, spreading with overwhelming malice. Thud! The Thunder Emperor's scepter in Duan Qifei's hand dimmed once more, her do qi draining rapidly as she plummeted toward the ground. Are you all right? Xiao Yan leaped forward, catching her just in time. He could feel her do qi slipping away at an alarming rate. The earlier strike had exacted a heavy toll. I'm fine. Duan Qifei forced a weak smile, her voice faint. Using the Thunder Emperor's scepter against a 4-star Do Xian was too much, Xiao Yan murmured, his gaze shifting toward Phantom Mirage, who was seething in the sky. You should leave soon, Duan Qifei whispered, biting her lip after a brief internal struggle. Don't worry. There's no need to use that thing just yet. Seeing her determination, Xiao Yan's heart softened. Although Phantom Mirage was indeed powerful, with 3 sacred flames within him, he could withstand even the Thunder God Scroll and various techniques of a 5-star Do Xian. While the chances of defeating them were slim, escaping was not difficult. Stay close to me, Xiao Yan said with a serious expression, quietly speaking to the figure in his arms. But what about the other participants? Duan Qifei, sensing the surge of radiant energy from Xiao Yan, furrowed her brows and asked. Even if they escaped, they still couldn't overcome the 3 4-star Do Xian, and the deadly situation at the Thunder Tomb would remain unsolved. I have my ways, Xiao Yan replied in a deep voice, then slowly continued. Through the senses of the Devourer of Souls, it seemed that a powerful being was heading toward them, one whose aura bore a striking resemblance to Duan Qifei's. It must be one of the strongest from Duan Dao's Thunder Valley. After a brief hesitation, Duan Qifei nodded slightly. Even though she herself didn't understand it, with Xiao Yan by her side, even the most difficult situations seemed to become far simpler. Little brat. Prepare to die. In a fit of rage, Phantom Mirage's body was enveloped in a sinister, greenish light that replaced the previous dark blue aura. The green light still radiated with evil power, but it was far stronger than the dark blue energy from before, multiple times over. Quite strong. But with just this strength, you think you can erase us? You're still a little short, Xiao Yan said, cradling Duan Qifei. His do qi continuously nourished her depleted energy, while the soul power within his spirit palace surged like a tidal wave. Sharp-tongued little brat. Let's see how you handle this. Phantom Mirage sneered beneath his black robe, and suddenly, the eerie green energy surged across the space, coalescing into something dark and foreboding at its center, like a demon awakening in an enchanting display. Interference Do technique. Gaze pupil. Sensing Phantom Mirage gathering a deadly strike, Xiao Yan wasted no time. His brilliant soul power surged, and in the space filled with the greenish aura, a pair of enormous transparent eyes slowly appeared. As the gaze pupil manifested, it emitted an overwhelming, invisible wave that directly slammed into Phantom Mirage's attack. Damn! What is this power? Phantom Mirage cursed as his deadly strike was interfered with by Xiao Yan's Do technique, causing the greenish aura to scatter, and even the evil presence beneath his black robe became chaotic under the effect of Xiao Yan's gaze pupil. Master, are you all right? Both Phantom Venerable and Mirage Venerable stood frozen, watching in disbelief as Xiao Yan's strange technique made Phantom Mirage, who was supposed to be invincible, look completely disoriented. Interference Soul technique? In the next moment, Phantom Mirage's body trembled violently, and the greenish energy vanished. In its place, a single, ominous eye slowly floated in the air, radiating a mysterious, unsettling aura that seemed to twist and writhe. Such a powerful interference technique. Duan Qifei, still in Xiao Yan's arms, murmured as the color returned to her face, though she couldn't hide the awe in her voice. I didn't want to use this move, lest people think I'm using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. But you forced my hand. A sudden surge of violent energy erupted from Phantom Mirage's body, and his eerie blue pupils rapidly expanded within the dark space. In the blink of an eye, they grew to the same size as Xiao Yan's gaze pupil. Pupil technique? Xiao Yan and Duan Qifei both exclaimed in shock, clearly realizing that such a level of attack would be disastrous for both of them. Nether Marsh Devil Pupil. Phantom Mirage roared, and his attack sent shockwaves across the entire sky. Xiao Yan's interference technique was instantly shattered. Though the interference do technique was powerful, it was ineffective against such a vast difference in strength. Fall. Phantom Mirage cried. The Nether Marsh Devil Pupil, now the size of a human eye, unleashed waves of sinister, blue energy, radiating deathly ripples.